Hey guys, Movie Fan 356 here, continuing my Friday the 13th movie reviews. And today we're talking about Friday the 13th Part 5, A New Beginning. Now, let me just say up front that this will contain spoilers. The Friday, like I said in my other reviews, my Friday the 13th reviews, these movies have been out for a while now, so I'm gonna probably spoil the shit out of these movies as we go. Um, so the plot of Friday the 13th Part 5, the final chapter, is um, the character we are still following the character of Tommy Jarvis, who was played by Corey Feldman in Friday the 13th, the final chapter. And you get a Corey Feldman appearance in this film, but like I said, spoiler alert, you find out it's just a dream, and we're following an older Tommy Jarvis, who is going to this kind of getaway house, where they got all these troubled kids, and there's a doctor there who's trying to help them, and um, basically there you meet this kid named Joey, and Joey, he's kind of I don't mean to be mean here, but he's kind of a loser. Nobody there really likes him, and he's genuinely a nice guy. He just wants to he wants to help, and you know, um, he goes to offer the girls with the laundry, and that doesn't work out. So he's like, okay, I'm gonna go see if I can help Victor over here, chopping some wood with an axe. And he keeps asking, and he's trying to be nice about it, and this Victor guy is just really fucking pissed off, and he kills Joey. Yeah, he kills Joey, and Tommy. Tommy is kind of mute for a while. He's not really talking to anybody, and understandably so. I mean, he lost his entire family, his home, and he almost got killed by a serial killer. So I'd probably be fucked up in the head too. So but anyway, uh, and then all of a sudden, after Joey gets killed, Jason Voorhees comes back and starts killing um, all the kids from at the house, along with like the neighbors and stuff. Cause there is this neighbor of the house, and she's just a bitch. And she's got a son who kind of repeats everything that she says, and she's like, shut up, you dildo, and shit like that. Junior, that's bad impression. Um, but that's basically the plot of the movie. What I think about this film is the first time I saw this film, I hated it. I absolutely hated this movie because there are some Friday the 13th movies that I hate. There are some are kind of meh, and there are some I like. So, but this was one of the ones that I hated the first time I saw it. But um, the second and third time, and the more and more I watch it, I think more about it, and I'm like, you know what? It's actually not that bad. Um, the acting is about as I've used this phrase a lot in my other Friday the 13th reviews, and I'm gonna use it again. It's about as good for a Friday the 13th movie as we can expect. The acting is not gonna be spectacular, and but it's not all gonna be horrible either. There are some decent acting in these movies, so I'm gonna say these are Friday the 13th acting. Um, so that being said, it's fun. It's still not one of the better ones, but it's not that bad. And I mean the kills are good. I mean they got some good comic comedy moments in there, comic relief. It doesn't really take you out of it. You're just kind of having fun. That's what you want out of these films, is to have fun. And I think this movie delivers on that aspect. The kills are very creative, most of them. I mean, sure, you get a couple throat slashes here and there, not too original, but uh, yeah, there's the one where the kids are doing it in the woods, and Jason comes up and sticks shears. I think there were shears through her eyes, and I mean that was just fucking badass. And then what he did to the boyfriend was even better. I mean, so there are good kills, and I'd like to talk about one in particular in a little bit more detail. Um, the guy. I don't remember the character's name. I don't honestly remember half of the characters' names in these movies. I remember some of them, but not very many. And it's the guy, of the one brother of the kid. Is this making sense? The kid who's in the house, his brother. I think it was his older brother. And, he just, my favorite part in this one, he goes, ooh, ooh. And she's all like, what? What's wrong, And he's like, them damn enchiladas. And he rushes to the shitter. And for some reason, that always gets me every single time. And it just gets weird, and she starts kind of serenading him while he's taking a dump, and that was kind of weird. And I looked at Morgan just to be safe, and I said, "Would you ever do that? Would you ever serenade me when I'm on the shitter?" And she's like, "No, absolutely not." And that actually made me feel pretty good. I kind of don't want that. But I am curious to see how that would feel. Someone serenading you while you're on the shitter. That'd be cool. I think. I don't know. Anyways, but that death scene is also probably my favorite death scene in the entire movie. The character of Tommy in this one, he's okay. But for like the last 45 minutes of the movie, up until the final confrontation in the barn, which, by the way, guys, was that the same barn from A Nightmare on Elm Street, or not Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th Part 3? Was that the same barn from Friday the 13th Part 3 where they hung him at? It kind of looked like it a little bit, but I don't think it is, but it kind of looked like it. So drop down a comment down below and let me know if you guys think if that's the same barn. If it is, I think that's kind of cool that they went back there. But up until like the final confrontation, like a half hour before that, Tommy Jarvis isn't even around. And they're trying to imply that Tommy Jarvis is actually the killer this time around, which I kind of like that. Because, he is fucked up in the head. And, obviously we weren't going to get a reason why until the big reveal. But he was gone while most of the killings went down. So, I think that's what they were trying to imply. But looking back, it's so obvious that Roy was the killer. I mean, because Roy, the paramedic, the EMT guy, who came and cleaned up Joey's body after he got killed in the beginning of the movie, he was the killer, if you guys don't know. And looking back, you can see it. He goes up to the body, he's getting ready to clean it up, and there's this, like, he's in shock, and something inside him broke. That moment, something inside him broke, and you can see that, like, yeah, this dude's pissed off. And that last shot of him looking all, like he's plotting in his head, and then it just fades out. I mean, yeah, you could tell they were trying to make it seem like Tommy was doing it, but then again, they were pretty obvious about Roy, too, so. And you find out the reason why Roy did it, and you find out that, Joey is his son. So he's pretty pissed off, which is kind of understandably so. I mean, if somebody killed my kid, I'd probably go on a crazy rampage too. But I do like, I admire the fact, actually, because my initial reaction to it was, it's not even fucking Jason. Are you kidding me? What the fuck? This is not Friday the 13th. But like I said, the more I watch it, the more I actually kind of like it, and it's not. I don't think it's that bad of a film compared to some of the other ones. I think it's still kind of fun, and I kind of admire Paramount Pictures for kind of taking a different direction with it, just to see where it could go. I mean, because you never know, really. I mean, you could pitch an idea. It could be cool. It could sound cool when you pitch it. But the execution You know, it's going to determine whether do you want to keep going in this direction or we just want to ignore the fact that this ever happened. So I guess you never really know, and I kind of admire the fact that they were willing to take a risk and go in a different direction. So, with all that being said, I'm gonna give Friday the 13th Part 5 a new beginning. I'm gonna give this one a C plus. I think I think it's still fun. It's not the worst one. I don't really mind it too much as I used to. I used to hate it. Now the more and more I watched it, I don't. Um, so yeah, guys, that's all I can say for today. And next, we are going to be talking about another Friday the 13th film, which I'll get into my thoughts about that. And this is my friend Mike. This is his favorite one, and you'll just have to wait for my review on the next one to see if it is my favorite one or what I even think about it. So, guys, what do you guys think of Friday the 13th Part 5, A New Beginning? Have you seen it? If you're not, does this review interest you in going to check it out, even though you already know the big spoiler stuff? That's all I can say for today. I'll see you guys in the next video.